Hello people, Libluini here, and I'm recording my multiplayer game of Dominion 6. This time it's found Minnesota, the god of Xibalba. We are in the Middle Age, and this means Xibalba, the nation of bad people, is now frogs. Yeah, it's Battletoads and Battle Maniacs up here. On the research front, we are construction 4 and continuing to 5, because level 5 will actually unlock more shit for us to do. So then, military stuff. We had some cheeky force of men attacking and gaining the province we were aiming at. That's weird. I didn't expect men to show up. And of course our tiny force immediately bounced off because, well, the Shamblers managed to kill some more mermen. But these guys actually have some decent attack and defense and a poisonous coral spear. So while they're dying really easy, they at least aren't too bad. Well, we also had mermen, right? Yeah. Not a bad showing, but of course 30 of these are a lot, while our Shamblers can't really hit very well. Well, okay, they have attack 10 and 2 attacks. But as you can see, they can also be poisoned. They shouldn't attack a force with comparable attack skills. That's 3 to 1 in numbers. Our poor warrior didn't even do anything because he was completely alone. Also, apparently I recruited someone with a sword instead of... Holy shit, either that or it was a survivor. So our attempt at gaining another province failed. Yeah, mutual assured destruction, just that he had more units than we had. And then our frog managed to run really fast and got out. Huh. Good on you. And at least he survived and is back in home territory, so we can later try again if we want to do a stupid conflict. Because, well, if we drag this out, apparently man has the ability to recruit merman captains and merman units somewhere on a coastal province, of which he has a lot. So until we can gain lost land and sink them, we probably won't be annoying him too much. Also, we have now this really funny bit where Agatha managed to take over Amor. Man didn't get anything, man's army has disappeared, probably for good. There was either a huge battle we didn't see, or they marched out of range for our scouts. Well, we have to move a bit around to see what's going on here. And this huge army of 390 units should have been enough. So the question is now, will Abizia invade Agatha? Yes or no? It looks like the fight continues, with one nation apparently having given up. One nation has won, but the third nation is looking more and more like they want to contest Agatha now. There was a battle at the Silver Mark, and wow, only 2... wow, there is nothing inside. Holy shit, they should have some units of... yeah, they have some auto defenders on the palisades and those pike carriers. And then they have these guys. Oh, wow. Deceased, that means in 2 turns this guy dies. And we have this guy, yeah, that's... Would you stop running away? I want to look at you. And this guy is set to attack? Man, not even the AI is this stupid, so I'm guessing the player just gave up totally. Yeah, well, okay, so this means our units in Silvermark don't need any reinforcements. They can just storm and auto-win. Well, we now know, but wow, that was a wasted turn. Then we got an event, turmoil and unrest. Some unnecessary laws have been abolished. We haven't even won yet and we are already abolishing slave laws. Of course, the unrest is at first now for Ulm before we win next turn. Then in Boat Eater we got some gems. Bitra, we still haven't managed to get enough to start destroying it. And then Delka, the walls are critically damaged. And Silvermark has been breached, yes. So the siege in Delka continues. And we are storming Silvermark next turn. Well, now I have all these units here. Yeah, and the big lady frog is the better army leader, and now we have this huge line to hold off massive enemy attacks. And our buff frogs are behind with their poisonous skin. And these guys are putting in front, a bit to the side. Just let them fire on the enemy, or harass them as they approach. And if they have cavalry, at least they are also cavalry. So they won't immediately falter and die, since they have horses to die for them. And then we have a mage to do some buffing spells, and she is here with Divine Blessing here. So they'll be reinforcing the fortress in Delka. We can finally bring it down. Here we have some more flyers recruited. How much money do... Oh, I have more than enough money, so I can go back to buff frogs. Now I have enough for the obsidian warriors, but no resources. So I guess I can put a normal frog? 10 resources. Do I have at least... Yeah, fuck, I have enough of those. So let's put some more flyers in, since this is literally the only province where I can get them for now. So for now I have to give them in a holding pattern here to one of my mages. Oh wait, I'm being stupid again. I can already start. I'm guessing 1 or 2 turns, then the next one is ready to rumble. No idea what happened with the Oh, yeah, I sent 1 troop heavily reinforced down into Bitra. Our ally Asphodel is gearing up for fighting Scaleria, while Ulm's last surviving units are still trying to get back into their lost capital. It's kind of cute. So we'll keep on recruiting frogs over here. This time we have a real leader. So some basic scripting. Positioning is not as important right now, but wait, what the hell? So, my friend, you can join the forces on Bitra. And these guys can also join the forces on Bitra. This should finally be enough troops to continue getting this thing down. We basically only don't make any progress because it's a castle in the 3rd level of fortification. This means their inherent defense is a lot higher. It's something I should really remember, that fortresses now have something like this. Let's see an example. Our fortress, a level 2 and the highest we can build. Supply storage becomes important by longer sieges. We have 30 automatical castle guards and 60 completely useless dart throwers. Holy shit, yeah. I guess if someone hugs the walls directly in front of them, they can hit them. That's basically 63 kills. But all these units together means the fortress, even if it's completely empty, has an automatic defense of 134 points. So that means something like at least 40 to 50 human-sized units are necessary to even begin bringing this fortress down. Same thing for Delkra. Palisades is a bit easier to bring down since they have less guards and therefore less inherent defense. And this is a castle, which has even more. You can, of course, guess if a fortress already has over 135 for defense. Oh, yeah. 75, sorry. 75 for an almost empty fortress, so it's probably something like 50 if I delete the units inherent from my mind. So sorry. I of course forgot a large chunk of the defenders are the 85 units still inside. Whoops, sorry, that was my bad math for you. But yeah, that means Fortress has something like 40-50 defense just by existing, even if it's completely empty. Here you see it a bit more clearly. The fort defense is 75, and of this we have something like a good dozen units. So if you subtract this, you could say it's something like 50 defense. And the rest was the defenders I'm just marching off. And this of course means this castle, which is one level higher, has probably something like 75 defense. And we have clearly not enough. We have a siege strength of 86, and this is not enough. So you can guess that a castle is stronger than a fortress. Wait, let me experiment something. Hide means they're not joining. That's 86. Wait. Units in Beetra have a total siege strength of 86. Currently, sieging units have 57. So, 57 is not enough. And if I am guessing right, a castle should have something like 75 defense around, even if it's empty. So this means 57 is obviously not enough, but now that our flyers have joined the siege, we deploy our full 86, so from next turn onwards, Beetra should actually start losing fortification points. But of course, with a full castle here, even an empty one, it might take a while just adding some frogs every odd turn over there. At least I can then send this merman captain back to play frog transport. And that's that. So next turn Delka should be finished. Xibalba is ours and the army will then slowly march back. But I'll probably let some guys over here as some kind of garrison and then put the army on Pack of Woods. Should be finished then soon after. And when I manage to finish Delka next turn, well, okay, Theo storming will take another turn, but after that one I'll probably march the smaller block of units I have here off to finally deal with Beetra, and the flyers then join the army then are sitting on Packwoods, so both armies have flyers. Here we are still preaching like motherfuckers. No, you should retreat. Let's see if we can take a look inside here. You please go... Oh, wait, no, here. This one is still on his way to his target. We'll want to take a closer look what's below ground and hopefully not lose our scouts. Hell spawns. This is either reinforcements walking, or there is a mage hidden who is blood sieging or something. There is a mechanic where you can kill population and virgins to raise your dominion and weaken others nearby. Could also be that it's our ally squeezing us out since he has a lot of temples built. At least we'll soon start building more temples ourselves. I will put one into Beetra, Delka, Packwoods and Xibalba. That's 4 more temples for us. It should make us more heavily resistant against enemy dominion. Now, since I have money left over, and since I know I have 2 idiots standing here, let's see if I can... Yes, I can extend the underwater fortress. Well, fuck. That should help. Yeah, siege defense of Rockwards is terrible, and integrity is terrible. We need some kind of real fortification underwater. At least we're getting more frogs here. And our shamblers. They aren't too bad, of course. Yeah, okay, I don't need any more leaders, thank you. Now I have more money left, so I can add some mages. Oh wow, command points are bad. I guess I can add a priest. Wow, even the priest takes somewhere. Well, okay. So, well, obviously I need more troops, and hopefully... Wait, fuck. Misclick. I wanted to preach. So... We have more and more frogs here. And since Bolon Yokta is the best, he is a hero and all for heroically running away. This means he should get 3 bodyguards. So, no, this will take a while. I want to have some useful amount of army ready. Of course, it's kind of funny how I concentrated off my neighbor. Could you please display... Yes, Pythium. Because, yeah, man sent in an assassin squad. Let's see what Agatha is doing while we are growing our troops in the water. And here is the force of undead revealed. There are already hundreds of units in the Sea of the Mermaids. Yeah, undead are scary. And it's kind of funny, we have all those underwater provinces, but we are getting plastered with enemy dominion from all sides, and despite having multiple temples and preaching, we are barely making headway here. Hopefully it looks soon better. We really need to finally finish some more temples to continue our conquest. It's kind of embarrassing that we keep adding more enemy provinces in our west instead of actually gaining ground in our home territory. That's some weird-ass religion we have here. It's of course Pyrenees' fault for not building any temples here besides this one. And Femini, of course, is kind of squeezed in the middle. Oh, wait, I keep mixing up those stupid red flags in my mind. No, I was thinking on another game I was running where we had a similar situation, just with 2 other nations who also use red flags. Holy shit, at least Abysia has a stronger personality, so I don't mix them up as easily than others. So, since Asphodel is slowly winning against Ascaleria, we probably have to continue our war against aggression by joining in. Pyrene, of course, my main target, has now negotiated for peace since they got badly beaten up and have been attacked by Pythium from the other side. So this is good news for us, because regardless of what we are doing next, either we are finding a weakened enemy in Pyrene who is already fighting someone else, a weakened enemy in Scaleria who is fighting someone else, or tiny Abysia. And Pythium isn't a threat to us since they're fighting someone else. Man, however, could be a threat, or Agatha, depending on who will win here. If Abysia wins, then we're probably lucky until we deal with this shit. Oh, here is Man. I found the capital. And holy fucking shit. So we have 106 Earth Gems. Yeah, that should be doable. If I trade a bit, it's still a lot of time until we have the research finished. But yeah. Scaleria, of course, is incredibly lucky because they are over here. And this is farmland and mountains, so this is unthinkable. Plains, thinkable, but takes an extra step. Wastelands and coastal. This could work or could not work. Depends on how far the programmers thought. So this would mean plains and plains, yeah. So either we take 200 gems to sink Scaleria, but this actually doesn't do much except killing all their 50% of their people and letting their income take a nosedive, because their undeads will all survive. The mages, of course, are all toast, so that could still be useful. And 300 gems would add 3 more underwater provinces for us to easily take, as soon as we can deal with the surviving undead. So that's one possibility. We just have to act fast, because Asphodel has only undead creatures, including the commanders. So they, of course, can step in pretty damn easily. But right now it looks like the main offensive of Asphodel will topple over Scaleria before we can unlock our lost lands. Probably instead using it against man, depending on how aggressive they are. And then there is Marignan. In the Middle Ages there's still fire and brimstone for the good side. That means instead of summoning demons like in the Late Age, they have kind of hidden their Hydra's blood magic from us, and are more about fire. Of course, it's still a weird matchup. They can set us on fire, we can freeze them to death. It would of course be funny if their capital is also close enough to the water we can get them with a 1-2 punch. Agatha is of course unknown to us. We only know that they have a castle on the other side of Ermor. Abysia is of course a weird case, because Abysia itself can't be easily reached. But forests are droneable, and both provinces with cave entrances are bordering the oceans, so we should be able to sink both of them and trap Abysia underwater. That's possibility 2. Pirena, of course, seems to be completely landlocked. I really need to do some more scouting around this big blob of darkness to see what's going on here. Yeah, we'll have to continue into the northwest here. And... yeah, we need to go to... Fuck! That's of kind of nasty. I have the feeling if we had this province we could see what's going on there. So, but now I have to pull this poor stupid scout around, because we're otherwise being blind over there. And this... Do I have some scouts here? Well, there is Scaleria. There's probably not much we can do, so let's look at the remaining darkness. Yeah, and this scout is marching towards Abysia, so I guess my next scout will have to walk westward to... Oh, we have this guy. Well, let's see. We are slowly turning back the darkness. So and that's it. Military movement done. This should all work out in the end. Not too bad about the bump taking away my tiny troops. But hey, it's not like we have expanded a lot of our dominion underwater. Yeah, it looks like Asphodel is aggressively pushing with all their stupid temples. I see the most enemy candles here, where the influence of Asphodel is strongest. Yeah, 1, even 2 temples is probably not enough. Too bad Asphodel is still rich enough to put down all those castles. It makes it very hard to deal with those many temples. Holy shit, here is temples everywhere. So yeah, that's probably all Asphodel's dominion. It's not even bad, it is a lot of growth. Holy fuck. Good for our income, but our own dominion, meanwhile, is mostly luck-based. So in our home territory we get good events. In the territory underwater we get just tons and tons. Oh, some of our luck is here, but of course this is enemy dominion, so it could be Pythium or man influencing things here. Yeah, we have to continue planting down more temples. At least next turn I'll have one spot ready for a new temple. That's a little bit of progress. And yeah, you guys have to continue preach here, just to slow down our eventual doom. Recruitment continues in Ormond, yeah. You need as many level 2 mages as possible because, research, you're on our march towards evocation 9. On evocation level 7 we have Ice Strike ready. Still, yeah, that's 2 turns until we have unlocked our next batch of forgeable items. And then it's evocation time. Yeah, we need more research, so I am now continuing to get more mages ready. At least the Morkul are 15 per mage. So as long as we can get those pricey super mages, we'll eventually set. And yeah, that's it for this turn. Libluini out. Hello people, Libluini is back, and wow, I just looked at the time and I realize I'm so in trouble here because I'm running 3 multiplayer games at the same time. Oh well, who needs sleep anyway? Well, we are again back here. Our multi-war goes on with our ally Asphodel assaulting Scaleria and winning. Some undead plant horses die, and 5 more undead monsters rise from the ground. That's what this -5 means. So losses are fairly low, and he did a lot of killing. Scalarian cultist, yeah, fucking hell, you poor bastard. Of course he is surviving. He runs away fast apparently, so this little army didn't make it. And of course the province defense of Snowford also didn't make it. There's progress on that front, and Vic Forest we see Pythium attacking Pyrene and winning with some raiders. Neat little units for all good riders and mobile archers, which is a new tech. That means they can fire even while moving. Only has effect for mounted units. So I guess this is a warning on modders who want to use this tech. And of course it means if this unit gets the horse shot out from under them, then yeah, that's that. And it's a steppe horse, so not a huge cavalry horse from ancient or order of knights or something, so the protection is fairly low. So chance is a couple good hits kills the horse dead, and then that's it with mobile archers. They also have a magic horse tattoo, which is... Tattoos is a new variant of text that some nations have that gives them magic powers. In this case, when awakened by magic, this tattoo will give them limited invulnerability and skilled rider. Since they already have skilled rider, I guess it gets better. Pillager means that by this number they are more effective at killing and plundering enemy provinces. Well, technically speaking, it's their own provinces, but that's why they're raiders. There's also a function where you can raid provinces while not even being there, but that's something I have no experience with. Then we have these things, goat monsters with a hard to pronounce name, Ackerbells. Oh hey, it's almost like German, huh? They're good nature mages, fantastically blood mages, and holy shit, they can even get more blood magic. If the rolls are with you when recruiting those monsters, you can end up with blood 5. That's, for comparison's sake, is something normally only really strong demons get. So endgame summons. And they are stealthy, so you can do a lot of bad shit with those guys hiding among your people. Adept crossbreeder, of course, means that if they use their blood magic to create magical abominations, then they get a lot better results. Now this is a monster, kind of typically Pyrene. It's also a late age nation thing, lots and lots of blood. But the possibility of getting a level 5 mage in anything in the late age is kind of insane. I have the feeling Pyrene is a bit overpowered as one of the newest nations. Could be that they face a couple of nerf bats in the future. And not the kind of flying ones, more the club-like ones. Then we attacked Xibalba, destroyed an enemy temple, and took only very minimal losses. There was exactly one Master Smith still standing with his bodyguard, and the province defense was in this case the castle defense. And they couldn't do anything, so they just pointlessly died. By now we have started to destroy the fort in Bitra. Hardly damaged. Yeah, it's slow going, but we're making progress. And we have breached Delca, so next turn we can immediately get the next one on our mark. Let's see how this battle actually went. Oh yeah, at first we have our big blocks of idiots here. And they actually get hit. And then there's falling frost, heavy artillery for the heavens. Oh no! The frogs have artillery! The frogs have artillery! Run! Run for the hills! But this explains our low level of losses. I guess the drawback of being a stationary defense guy is if the enemy has tons of mages, then you're in the exactly wrong position. So the explanation of our low losses is the enemy just lined up perfectly to get killed. Now that's nice. Ironically, this wouldn't have happened if there would have been some more real defenders inside, because then the AI would have prioritized those guys. But with everything left concentrated on the walls, that was a really one-sided massacre. So now we have Xibalba. And we even have a lab here, and a throne of bureaucracy. Ascension points, a huge dominion spread, normally something like 2 or 3. Or 1, like it's related to the strength of the throne. This is a level 2 throne, but he still gets you 5 dominion spread. That's something we need. Order +1 is, well, it gets us more income, I guess. And it takes 200 gold per turn. Okay, I guess bureaucracy has its price. Conflict bonus is +1. That's something we really need. Dominion PD conscription is +D. In friendly Dominion will be automatically recruitment up to this level, plus order scale, at the rate of 1 per month. So technically speaking, if I'm willing to wait, I don't have to pay any money for Dominion's defense anymore. Doesn't mean anything to Xibalba, because as a starting province it already has a fairly beefy province of 25. In this case, however, this would mean if we claim the throne over the course of 4 months, the PD here would slowly go up to 14. And then just, I guess, fall or grow following turns with our Dominion strength. These guys, of course, are fucked. They already have Dominion or even defense 10 or even 16, so unless we get the enemy oh fuck, it's getting even stronger. Yeah, okay. We are money positive, so I guess I have to take this stupid throne now. The question is, how do we want to do this? Yeah, Found Minnesota is soon needed somewhere else than here. So I'll split things up. Found Minnesota, where do we need you? Well, you can actually do everything you want, but I'm parking him in Xibalba, so his spread will hopefully help getting our neighboring provinces back. But oh fuck, it's probably for the best if I... Yeah, I have no idea how the situation is next turn, and he needs multiple turns to go anywhere anyway. So let's let him scroll back here. And Sakatan, you can now claim this throne for me, please. Claim. So, now we have these guys here. We need someone... Yeah. Let's see... Yeah, it's Sakatan. Oh, of course, he can be some kind of minimum. Who is the one we need the least? Well, that's a beefy mage. But Walton isn't a mage at all. So let's see. Walton. And so now, oh, we need no one to actually do this. I forgot. Well, Sakadan, you get some reinforcements from Voltan, and everyone else moves to backwards. By which I mean, yeah, okay. They all move at the same slow speed. So, we need someone to build a temple, I guess. But we also need someone, and that's extremely important, to build this up here to a higher defense standards. So now we have a defense force left here, and hopefully all our other units are close enough to go help if something bad happens. So now we know there is nothing inside here that could do anything. Wow, okay. Please, don't get too excited. So now I'm storming a castle here with full-on massive mega attack. And the next turn I will do some changes here. Well, this scout can now go... Where exactly? Let's still... Oh, yeah, of course. Let's scout something around here. This one can then go... Oh, let's take a look. What's going on in the capital of Pyrene? Guess maybe Pyrene is just no terribly weak and Scaleria is taking over. I mean, they're also fighting Pythio. Oh, no, that is Pythio. Yeah, it's just the similar color to Scaleria's. Again, trick. Yeah, okay, that is fairly close, eh? Only the little... even the icon looks similar, it's just a different color. Holy fuck, eh? And I'm sitting here with 75% blindness power and wondering why I keep getting tricked up here. Yeah, okay, you can have a shortcut for spells. So anyway, let's send another scout down here. And you go down here. Still no one here. And did I manage to send one here? Nope. I am the slowest idiot of all time. So let's go down there, please. You want to scout. So next turn should see us having finally a positive effect on our dominion. The turn of bureaucracy is kind of weird, but with its gigantic dominion spread of 5 and our bonus to conflict with enemy dominion, we should make some progress. It's kind of funny, I didn't expect this, but it's good. So here we're piling on units because our dear leaders are all here. I guess I have to call one of those armies back and then send the rest to Beatra to speed things up here. Yeah, my friend, you can go preach. Now let's change to the AHA, because if I don't need to preach anymore in this region, I can just set some back to research. That's more money. And what are we doing here? Yes, some idiots. -1 recruitment points is probably bad for that one guy. And we are also getting AHAs here. We are still upgrading the fortress here. And adding some strength here. Let's see, recruitment points 25. Holy fucking shit. Okay, that's a bit more healthy then. And we are recruiting mages here and mages there. Wow, man really wants this. Well, okay then. I'm still eating up Ulm. Yeah, okay, so Abysia has done the boring thing and has given up and is now fighting up here. That of course is bad news, because if they don't want to fight Agatha, if they don't want to fight man, and if they aren't suicidal, there is not much left to do except us. So at least we are continuing. We are now, next turn we are at construction 5, and then we are racing up evocation. I mean, our frost magic is actually fairly good against them, but we need, of course, some kind of spell our level 2 water mages can use, because, newsflash, the empowering spell every path has for water only works underwater, but most of those ice spells don't work underwater either, and Abysia can't go underwater, so this is completely pointless. So if we want to use our level 2 water mages offensively, we need Ice Strike, which is a level 7 spell. Kind of funny how things work out. So let's see now, this guy has some basic bats first, and I'm fairly sure I had a second one, right? No, this is an assassin. Okay, yeah, there are two. I'm just too blind to see them. Blind as a bat. Oh, here's the guy. So let's say one, two turns, and I have one of these guys ready to rumble. Oh, here. Okay, Frogmeisters. So he can get some guards, just in case. And now I already have a small army protecting my capital again. Currently no one really needs flyers, I suppose, because there aren't any mages in growing numbers I have to step. As you have seen, our mobile artillery brigade is good enough to clean out those tiny resistance pockets. Ah, deceased. Yeah, this province is kind of shitty. I can already see all those diseases are bad news. Bad fucking news. And of course it only hits our biggest mages. And our god. Oh, he only has the chest one. Oh, fucking hell. Thank God for affliction resistance. But yeah, there is something bad in here, I suppose. Something really bad, and we don't want to stay here. The good news is, if I have my little squadron of idiots here and recruit some cheap frogs to keep topping them off, the end result will be, well, terrible. And eventually I will have to replace them with under defenders who can't get deceased. Or at least they can, but disease has no effect, and it will end at some sooner or later, I think. And that, honestly, diseases just don't work on them, so I keep forgetting to even remember if they are deceased or not. Disease mechanics are awful. And of course we don't have strong nature mages, so we can't do anything about it. It will just pile on until it kills those really expensive frogs. They even have a resource bonus. I keep forgetting the big frogs have this. So this of course explains why it always seemed like Xibalba suddenly had less resources to play with, because I marched off all my big buff frogs, my frog mages. And holy shit, our strongest water mage at least isn't deceased. This one isn't either. Yeah. But why, game? Why are you doing this to me? Now the only thing left is getting our stupid asshole out of here. I'm guessing the priests all have... Yeah, the prophet has affliction resistance, so I guess he can't stay. But poor old Walter will slowly die just by being here. So this will be an awful little province. Yeah, I don't need commanders right now. 10 gold, 10 resources. So let's get those little victims here. And I'm telling you, as soon as you have an undead deathmage, I'm sending them back here to look what is fucking going on. It's probably something called an inkwell. A terrible death magic site that diseases everything stepping in here. Yeah, full on hit. Disease never heals and you get more afflictions. Some of them are kind of normal and expected for a disease like weakened. Some, like chest wounds and battle fright, lets you question your sanity. I really don't want to get a disease that causes my chest to burst open. Crippled. Yeah, this guy will die if he ever moves. Never healing wound is more and better, and then this one just has some battle damage. So yeah, even with, well, our sacred units should have affliction resistance, I think. The fuck was our bless again? Yeah, affliction resistance should be passive, but I guess it's a weird interaction sometimes. Our prophet has it, but those don't. I guess then it's something active, something you have to get blessed for. And prophets are auto-blessed, like pretenders, so they have it just like this. Huh, okay. I would have thought it is a passive ability, but I guess this made too much sense for the developers. So instead, to gain affliction resistance, you have to bless yourself, or someone has to bless you. It is weird, but I can deal with it. My silver mark turned out to be a really neat trap by Ulm. He is still trying to kill us from the grave, the guy. Delka is perfectly normal, at least, as is Packwoods. And then we have to get our prophet out of there, because even affliction resistance isn't going to protect him forever. Underwater? Yeah. Nothing much to report, except that our ally is getting big, and big enough that he keeps ignoring Ulm, sitting on Ulm. Ha! Yeah, yes, here. Of course, eventually these guys will just turn into independents. There is not much left after all. So, next turn I guess I have to bite into a sour apple or something and build a temple here, and then getting the frog out. You hear this, Sakatan? Kenote. It's such a fantasy name, I keep forgetting that Sakatan Kenote is actually named after a sinkhole. Things are continuing apace. Do we have info on Abizia? This is Mario. Ah yes. Blood Surge. That makes people better at fighting if they killed someone. Bloodbound. I think I have to look this up. Berserker. Yeah, that can be interesting because Berserkers don't run away. That makes them larger. Okay, that's funny. But since our tiny frogs have a strength that you can squeeze a lot of them into one square, it's kind of the opposite of what is needed, especially since I didn't see anything about trample there. That could be awful if we have some giant monsters that are sacred, because if they get even bigger, they can do even more damage trampling through our armies. But I guess hundreds of units also means lots of targets for our ice magic. I guess we'll just have to depend on our sheep frogs to survive for just long enough so that our expensive frogs then can stop the enemy advance while our mages go to town. And really, we need Ice Strike. That's something that would make things more comfortable, because we just don't have enough level 3 water mages. I'm basically stuck to get backups in our capital, since they're only reliable level 3 water we can get. And then we have to pull out the Muhkuhul gacha game. And all those level 2 mages will be instantly living artillery cannons as soon as we hit Evocation 7, which we have to for our future goal of environmental engineering. And yeah, I can't think of anything else to say. So, Liebe Leonie out, let's see how things are going next turn.